Yes, people, it's your boy Yusuf6 here, back at it again with a discussion video. Today, we're speaking about main characters, which we really like. Obviously, I got my boys with me, OT and Shamus, once again.
What's up?
Yes, guys. Good to be back.
Way. Nah, obviously, today the main topic is main characters. So we all picked a main character that we really think's like top tier, and one that we actually all know of, so it makes the discussion a bit more entertaining. So I'm gonna start off. I picked Gon from Hunter x Hunter, peak fiction anime. Shamus, who did you go with?
I picked the one and only EREN Jaeger.
Off now, who did you pick?
I picked Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece.
One Piece. All right. So what I'm gonna start off with is like why we think these main characters are top tier. For me, in my opinion, I think when it comes to shonens, I think Gon is the best. Like, he's the best main character who is like dumb. Like, does that make sense for the adventure type shonens? Because I felt like when I was watching Hunter x Hunter, when him and Killua were involved, it was brilliant. But I felt like when they weren't involved, it was a bit, it wasn't boring, but it wasn't as fun.
Right. Okay.
You might
Is that
think
it?
about
Is that flipping it, mate?
Well, that's the main reasons.
Well,
obviously, I know he's cunts as a character. So, like, for example, it's like with I feel like you kind of need Killua with him.
Yes, I do agree. But I do like Gon as a main character, and the fact that he's simple makes the show lighthearted and fun, and not too serious at times. He's always there to kind of like throw in a joke or something like that, and that's a common trope, I guess, in many shows. But with Eren, I think one of the main things that I think all of us who watch Attack on Titan like about Eren is that you can clearly see psychologically he's definitely a product of his environment. You know, obviously being surrounded by Titans, seeing his mom get killed, and you know all these friends die and stuff like that. Although he can be very annoying and angry at the start, it's all understandable and it makes sense. I think that's one of the good things about Eren, is that initially speaking, anyway, a lot of his actions and his behaviors, they make sense in the world itself, and that's important.
Oh, you see, with Gon, sorry, off now. You see, with Gon though, I will say for someone who's 12 years old, he's very mature, in my opinion.
Come again?
Like,
bro, this guy blew off his arm to defeat Bomber. Although it worked, but
but like he started.
And here's the thing. I wouldn't say he's mature. I think his killer was.
No, I think he matures. I never said he was mature. He matures.
Oh, right.
He clearly matures throughout the series compared to some MCs or main characters.
Yeah,
we all know.
No, I'll disagree. Still, I'll disagree. You know,
really? No way.
I don't think he develops in maturity. No. I disagree, because his again, I think you should probably preface this this whole video with major spoiler warnings. But in the Chimera Ant talk, he was just fueled with rage, right?
Yeah, but that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. But and that was what made him as a great character, was that development, right? But then he made the immature decision of fully sacrificing his whole life to just kill people.
But
right?
It does make sense.
And then after that, you'd think, you know, okay, so seeing him almost mirror him, in that one would lose their humanity whilst the other gains it, is very isolated, in that after that arc, he's back to normal Gon.
Yes, but sorry, off note again. But at the same time, you've got to remember he's a kid, and the guy who died, spoiler, Kite, that was like in the manga. He was the reason why Gon wanted to become a hunter. So
yeah, he saw him.
Do you know what I mean?
Save him in the forest.
And he died. So it makes sense. So for a 12-year-old,
give me an example of Gon being more mature than, say, when he's. Because you may be right, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I just I can't personally think of a time when I thought to myself, you know what, this is Gon being very different from when he was. You know, at the beginning he wouldn't have made this decision, or he would have made this decision.
No, I hear you. I think the main one was probably what's the arc called?
Phantom Troop,
Flipping hell.
Creed
Pardon, say
Island,
that again?
Phantom
No,
Troop.
not Creed Island. He blew off his arm.
Nah, I'm just naming the arcs in it. Phantom Troop arc.
No, not. He was really in that.
He was in it, bro. He's chilling
I
with
said
the
really
Kilometron.
in it though. That was more of Karafka's arc though.
You talk about the
Yeah.
at the start.
No, they were
Which
learning
exam?
then.
Oh.
Yeah, Heaven's Arena,
okay.
Heaven's Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he grew up a bit there. He had to. Well, him and Killua did actually.
Yeah.
I felt like they had to because the geezers that were coming into, not just physically, but from a mental standpoint.
Yeah.
Even though Killua blitzed everything, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like in that bit he grew up a bit. But anyway, we need to hit off those point on Luffy.
Yes, please. Honestly, bro,
So-
the viewers are gonna get bored of hearing me and you talk, man. I'm sorry about that.
Sorry,
But, yeah.
sorry, OT.
Go for it, OT, man. Go for it.
So basically, the character I picked is Luffy from One Piece, obviously. I like him a lot because he's always stayed true to his ways.
He's like Naruto.
From-
Makes sense. I'm joking.
He's better than Naruto anyway. Like he stayed true to his ways, even though like he really thought he could save Ace in Marineford. Like with hindsight now, you're looking back at the arc and
Spoilers.
rewatching. Spoilers, I guess. Like looking back at it, yeah, man tried to fight Akihino, Aokiji, and then man, it was like a wooden stick or whatever. He really thought he could beat them.
Yeah, that arc was a wake-up call for him. Like a big one.
Yeah. And he realized that the new world ain't no joke, fam, and that you have to step up your game, which he did.
He did. Do you reckon he changed though? Even after that arc? Or is it still the same Luffy?
You know
Because
what?
after the time skip, it's still
Yeah.
the same. Like, for example, when Law gives him a plan, he doesn't listen to it, he doesn't apply himself to that plan. It goes all out
he
the
hasn't-
window.
Yeah, he hasn't really. He's gotten stronger, but he hasn't changed he hasn't changed much, like mindset and personality. Like at the start of Wano Kuni, he tried to beef Kaido straight away, which
Exactly.
is the same thing that what he would have done at Marineford as well.
Mhm.
Like he hasn't changed in that regard, like assessing different situations and seeing that okay, this guy is clearly stronger than me. Maybe I shouldn't just punch him because that's not gonna work. But he still does it for all the time, really. So that he hasn't changed much with that aspect. He's just gotten stronger, really. So like in his
Alright,
mind, he
I see.
thinks, okay, as long as I'm stronger than the opponent, I can beat him.
Oh, okay.
So I would say that, regardless of whether or not they're a main character or not, but what makes a good character is development at the end of the day. And from what you just said, you know, Luffy doesn't go through much development. He has his ups and downs, but at the end of the day, it's the same Luffy at the beginning. And I would argue maybe that makes him. You see, what makes a character interesting is complexity, right? When they have layers.
Yeah.
Luffy's very simple, very
He
simple
is.
character, almost like
Yeah,
like
he
Goku
is.
and stuff. So personally, I don't think that's what makes him a good character.
I think
that
what
sense.
makes
he
Luffy
fits
a
the
good
show
character-
well because obviously you know it's that simplicity that.
Yeah.
And again, it's obviously targeted. It's just a shonen anime, right? I'm just gonna say that it's a shonen,
Yeah,
it's a shonen just to back it up.
100%,
But like,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, you gotta look. What makes a good character is how, you know, how they
Complex they are.
change. Do they have different viewpoints, and you know, do they question your own morality and stuff like that? I think for me, anyway, that's what makes a good character.
I agree.
Yeah, with Luffy, it's like he's very simple, but I think that's also like one of his biggest strengths.
Yeah, that's how I feel
We've
with
all
Gon,
said
his
it.
simplicity, man. Because like
Yeah.
them as MCs, they're entertaining and they capture you in the show. So I think they really do that job well. And because they're simple, you look around them, like at the different complex characters in their shows, which I think is important.
So what you're saying is, because they're simple, you don't pay attention to them, and you pay more attention to the actually interesting characters. That's basically what you just said.
No.
What you're saying is Golden and
No.
Luffy are not interesting characters, but they facilitate the side characters to be.
No, but
take the
but
spotlight
you're
and
obviously gonna
appreciate it.
like the MC and you're gonna see them all the time, but obviously seeing
I think
more,
I've won this discussion, guys. GG.
first of all.
I haven't even talked about Eren's transformation. Bro, none
Yeah,
of the
go
characters
on.
you guys have talked about don't even develop, bro. Gon's development is an isolated incident that doesn't carry on throughout the next arc or in the manga.
Yeah, but the story shifts from him, so it's a bit different.
I agree, but we see
So
Gon when he gets revived, and he's basically, although obviously he's sorry and stuff. And you are right. At the end of the day, he's a kid, right? But like, we got to look at it objectively. Does he go through development? No, he doesn't. Nothing major anyway.
Yeah, nothing major.
Although I loved it, bro. Listen, bro. Hunter x Hunter is one of my, it's my second favorite.
Yeah, no.
I flipping love that shit. But I think when you look at it, Gon, he fits for Hunter x Hunter, which is fine because obviously he's written for Hunter x Hunter. When you start comparing him against, characters, and whenever you ask someone who's their favorite character from Hunter x Hunter, it's never Gon. It's always, Killua or.
Yeah, but that's like saying Naruto's your favorite character.
No, nobody says that. Everyone says the more complex. Everyone says the more, but that's what I'm saying. That's showing that their characters are not interesting.
Yeah.
Exactly. There you go.
It's an interesting point.
Whereas with AOT, especially what's happened with Eren, dude, he's one of my favorite characters.
Well, he's not mine, but.
Fair enough. Obviously comes across biased.
He's not mine. No.
Oh, wow.
Because and I think that shows even more is that initially I didn't like the guy. But now everything that's happened, I flipping like him, and that's what makes a good character, in my opinion. When he can change your whole viewpoint of him.
Oh, that's very true. That's how I felt with Vegeta. That's very true.
100%, bro. Vegeta's a great character. Fantastic.
Very true. I can understand then where you're coming from with that, because like.
Because you gotta look at it. Are you looking at Luffy and Gon the same way from episode 1 to episode 150 or 1000 with One Piece's case? You know what I mean? Is it with the same lens?
Listen.
You know what I mean?
Nah. You know what? You make very good points because when I was watching One Piece and I was on the Dressrosa arc, obviously Doflamingo's the main antagonist. I just thought this guy's a dude, but then like when you see his backstory. And then you see why he's doing what he's doing, it all makes sense. And now he's actually one of my favorite One Piece characters.
Yeah, the Flamingo's crazy, fam.
So it makes
Crazy
sense.
backstory.
But go on then. Name your points for Eren Yeager.
Okay, well, I already talked about a good character is obviously a product of the environment.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand where they come from, right? You can empathize with Eren. You've seen him go through the worst of the worst. So you're on his side, right? And like I said, what made me really appreciate him as a character was the transformation. Now, obviously, manga spoilers again.
Yeah.
But he goes from this rash, angry person and someone whose motives was solely based on revenge, trying to kill every single Titan, to the exact opposite. The guy is calm, calculated, meticulous.
Can I ask? That could just be him getting older and realizing though, like he's older. He's
well,
like, how old is he now? He's an adult now.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
and at the start he was a teenager.
The reasons are there, and I think it's not because of age, it's because of him learning more about the world through obviously the visions and stuff. And the more information you get, obviously the more you understand. And I think that's what happened with Eren. Not just age. I don't think age is the reason for that, because Mikasa's still flipping. And well, Mikasa's the same. Let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. Mikasa's the same. She's flipping. Armin's basically cold. The same. You get me?
Oh no, that's Upnill's favorite. No way.
Nah, but
Upnill, he said he's the same. I think he's gonna.
Yeah. Armin is the goat, fam.
Yeah. No.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
The thing with Armin is that I don't disagree. Here's the other good thing about Eren is that with Armin there wasn't really much room for improvement because he was already a great character in that sense. But Eren started off very open, and he started off quite basic with his motives and stuff. So he had room to grow and improve and stuff, which is exactly what happened. And it's come to a point where if a character can make you question whether or not you would back them or something, I think that's a great quality to have in any character. It's kind of like he's went from the hero of the show to the antagonist of the show, and that's ridiculous. Like what? Not many shows can pull that off in such a good way.
Very true.
And we're questioning whether or not he's good or bad, and it's these questions and complexities. We don't know his plan fully, and it's very interesting. His character now has become the most interesting and pivotal point in the whole show. Whereas before it was like, okay, Erwin Smith is really interesting with his strategic plans and stuff, and Levi's badass. But the mentality of Eren now is so fascinating, and that's what made.
All right then. But would you say, because me, I don't class Attack on Titan as a shonen. But would
I don't
you
know, is
say?
it-
Would you?
I mean,
I
I
don't
don't
think
know
it's
if it's-
shonen. I think it's seinen. But anyway, would you say that's because Attack on Titan is different compared to the typical shonen? Whereas the typical
Yeah,
shonen is Gon, Luffy, Naruto, the main characters. Let's just say that, and they're very.
I think
strong.
I think saying that these are just typical shonens is an easy cop out for those shows. It's like Demon Slayer, again, maybe a video for at the time, or Fairy Tail, or
Yeah.
or
Because because comparing
like
them to, like, for me, when I think when it comes to shonen main characters, Gon does his role the best. That obviously
okay,
my opinion.
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that.
Do you know what I mean? So
I think I agree. I agree with that. I agree 100%.
Because if I put Gon against Naruto, for example, I think Gon
Way
does the role
100%.
much better.
100%.
So would you say, because Eren's written, probably maybe in a different genre, I don't know. Some people actually class it as shonen, to be fair.
Yeah, that's why I've yeah, a lot of people do class it as
don't
shonen. It does have some a lot of the shonen tropes, with the power ups and transformations and everything like that.
100%.
So I think it's not like it's totally out of the realms of shonen, right? It shares a lot of similarities, and I think that's what makes it easy able to compare against these two. Obviously, at the end of the day, they're completely different shows, so you can't put one character and the other and expect them compare it like that. You got to do it within their own things, but that's why I think you got to look at it objectively. Within their shows, objectively speaking, do they garner the interest or the development and stuff? So.
Obviously, Eren's change within the show is a bit on the extreme side for most animes, like most typical shonen animes, I'd say like that. Like, for example, Goku, Gon, Luffy, Naruto, their change of character, or like how they change throughout the show, is a lot slower or more compared to Eren.
Because I feel like, because you said that, I feel like their stories, like Attack on Titan hasn't been around for that long, like 2013. Whereas like Luffy, I can't really say Hunter x Hunter because it's on and off. But Luffy, Naruto, they were around for 10 plus years. So obviously, if they just changed as quickly as Eren, it would, like, the story probably would have been a lot shorter. But because, like, when I see adult Naruto now, in my opinion, like, you can see he's changed from Shippuden Naruto. Like, do you know what I mean?
100% matured, man.
Do you know what I mean? So because I guess our shonens like Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, they're a lot longer. They're gonna take longer to develop and would take us longer to notice changes compared to Eren.
So I think it goes back to being a product of your environment and essentially what sets out the motive for these characters. So with Gon, he just wants to see his dad. That's his motive. So there's not much to change there from a character point of view. Luffy wants to become King Pirate or whatever, Pirate King. So there's not much to change there. With Eren, it's very emotional what his motives
more complex.
are.
Yeah,
100%, 100%.
Yeah,
it starts off extremely emotional with the revenge and everything.
Just a revenge plot, and then
exactly, and it's from a position of ignorance as well. So with more information, everything changes.
Actually, his viewpoint starts to change as he gains more information.
Exactly.
So
and then he does questionable things based on that, which puts the viewer in awkward positions. Because you're like, wait, isn't this the guy I was supposed to be backing? But he's doing all these morally.
It's like Reiner, and like at the start.
Reiner's an amazing character.
Like
dude.
we were like, he's a
don't get me
goated
started
character.
on the plot I'm a Titan fan.
Yeah, but anyway.
100%.
Yeah, but anyway,
This guy should have died
I feel like
7 times at least.
For real? Oh my days. But anyway, but I feel like Eren's and Reiner's roles kind of reversed. Like Reiner's not the antagonist no more.
Yeah.
But Eren is. So
that's
kind
again.
of, and we've actually seen.
It's great writing.
Reiner develop.
It's just fantastic writing.
Yeah, I agree.
Like imagine if It's similar. It's a similar concept to what they did in the Chimera Ant arc with Meruem and Hunter x Hunter, which is why it's, in my opinion, the best arc ever made in any anime.
You know what's mad? You know what's mad? I have friends who do not rate the Chimera Ant arc.
Yeah, same.
Disgraceful.
Same.
It's disgraceful.
I couldn't. Their main issue with it is that it drags. Like it's just too long. And I'm like, dude.
Exactly.
Get out of my face, bro.
Exactly.
If you don't appreciate the little nuances that these episodes show,
exactly.
Then I don't want to hear from you, man.
That's what I'm saying.
But,
I'm baffled when people say, like, you literally get to see everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get it.
The thing, like, I do agree it is long, but it's not like filler.
Yeah.
It's not filler though. That's the thing. Everything is adding to the story.
I think people prefer the filler of Naruto. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, of course.
See, I think we need an Attack on Titan discussion video because there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, there is.
So much. We'll do it when the manga
any almond
finishes.
slander.
Yeah, we can do.
Bro.
We'll do a season 4 review. We'll do a season 4 review.
I think we should do just because the manga finishes soon, right? So
well, yeah, we can do the manga and then probably season 4 for anime.
The manga ends next month. Oh my days.
Yeah, madness.
Raw.
All right then.
I ain't ready for it, man. I
know, same. All right then. On that note, we'll close out the video, boys.
It's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah, it was a great listen. To be fair, into Eren's character.
Yes.
100%. Yeah, the start.
It's still not my favorite.
Luffy, Gon, and Eren.
I still don't.
It ended up with just Eren.
It's just lazy.
Not gonna lie.
I had to put up my guy Gon there because to me he's peak fiction.
Rep it, man. Rep it, 100%.
He's peak fiction, bro. But
yeah,
anyway.
I'd say a big shout out to Thorfinn and Edward Elric. I was
big shout out to
guys.
Yusuke Urameshi and Guts. These guys haven't watched Yu Yu Hakusho. Weirdos.
I've watched it, just not
finished it. You haven't finished it. It doesn't count.
Fair enough.
I'm on episode like 2 or 3.
You're a waste, man. Anyway, thank you for listening, people.
Leave your comments down below which one you think is the best MC.
Or which one you prefer. Yeah.
Or your favorite MCs.
Oh my days. Yeah. All right then. Thank you for listening, people. It's been your boy Yusuf. We've had OT. We've had Shams.
Yes, sir.
Like, comment, subscribe, and let us know what we can talk about next, actually.
Alrighty then.
Peace.